I'm starting to realize you keep looking at the Warriors through a 1 or 2 year prism. It is depressing. It's super depressing. That's why I'm not depressed.
What about Steph and Dre?
What? They'll deal with it.
Their time's winding down.
Okay. But
1 or 2 years for them is 3 or 4 is crucial.
Okay, so what? Okay, are they going to quit basketball?
No.
Like, what? Sorry. And you know what? As much as I hate it, in Bobby Marks' story today, he claims that if they keep Draymond for an extra year by spreading out his money, that they theoretically could open up the non-taxpayer mid-level. This is the exact type of really difficult decision that they may have to make. But I'll tell you what, I want Draymond off this team as fast as possible. But you know what? I might do that if I could get a guy like Rui Hachimura.
Man.
Okay?
Love me some Rui. Man.
Okay. So, again, if we take out everything for next year, why is this not enough? You draft Kareem Lopez at 11. Looks like he's got a lot of upside. You do what you have to do to exercise, to acquire your non-taxpayer minimum. You're not going to get a star, but you could get a Hachimura maybe. Huh? What about a Connor Gillespie? Would you have any interest in that?
I like him.
What about Anthony Simons? Would you have any interest in that? People laugh at this name, but Evan knows. Mamakushavavili. You know, you could get him.
What team is he on?
I don't know, but he scored 30 points in 4 minutes one game.
Just call him Mamu.
Mamu.
All right, Mamu, okay.
So next year, you have a rookie and a young player on the team.
I like those names.
And you know what? Play them. Why are we going to play them? We're going to play them because we have to play the first 50 games without Butler and without Moody. So let's do the best we can. See what happens when they come back. I don't have high expectations, but whatever. Give it the old college try. You don't make the playoffs. Okay, you don't make the playoffs. Guess what? You're in the lottery again, and you're in the lottery the same year you have cap space. I'm not asking people to wait 6 years. I'm telling you, you could have 4 or 5 new players on the team by the end of next off season, and you might even like the players a little bit. But again, like, it does feel like that's too long for a lot of, like, am I crazy for that?
No, I feel like you're ignoring what a lot of people are clamoring to or attached to, and I understand it rightfully so, and it's part of being a fan. I didn't see the latter Steph Curry years. If you're right and next year's a stinker, I didn't see that coming, and it's painful. And I get what you're saying about the rebuild, but I just don't think you can do it with a superstar, winding down.
You think did that sound like a rebuild? Drafting 11, using your mid-level on Hachimura,
going through another,
getting a lottery pick next year if you don't make the playoffs, and then going out and get a guy in their prime through free agency. Does that sound like a rebuild?
No. But it's another year older for the chef.
Yeah, it is.
And Dre.
Nick and Clayton. What's going on, Nick? How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. I think people are kind of thinking about this pretty short-sighted as well, Steiny. And I think I think it's insightful when you had when you brought Mullen on for Guru's birthday, and he was talking about how as a player he was willing to change his mindset for the team. And I don't think that's completely magnanimous on his part. I think that was an older, really, really talented Hall of Fame player realizing that the best way to be able to contribute and to get another contract and to help the team is by doing things other than just on the court. His mind is probably more valuable than anything else, his experience. So I think that you could still continue with Steph and Dre, and it's kind of the Warrior Dojo, where it's like they're going to bring in the new guys, the new blood, the younger guys, and show them, the culture aspect of that. And I think I would go even further with that is if you look, and this might be a little too far, but if you look at the way the Valkyries have been operated, I think Lacob is kind of in that mindset of, hey, we can do things where, you know, it's against convention and you know, kind of, you know, do things their own way, so to speak. And that's the way that they're going to get back on it like they did the first time.
Yeah. I hear you, Nick. Appreciate it. 408 says, I've lost all credibility bringing up Rui Hachimura onto the team. He's inconsistent and a completely forgettable player. Fine, then pick another guy out of a hat. You like Anthony Simons?
Hachimura would be.
You like Gillespie?
Oh, stop.
Just pick a guy then. Quentin Grimes?
Again, this boils down to me to where the Warriors might not even have to make a decision if they go big game hunting and that report is true that they change their mind or they're not. Because, again, those guys may not look at the Dubs, and you played the LeBron sound on the podcast with Steve Nash, but those guys may really, truly, I know I would, man. It hurts to say it. Those guys may look at us like they're not me away from winning or competing.
All right.
So that could somebody thinking like you, Stoney, would get their wish because the Warriors couldn't close the deal if they wanted to.
This is Kirk Lacob from the Plus Minus podcast with Tim Kawakami and Marcus Thompson on his dad's role and what it is when the Warriors make a decision.
It's always worked the same way. At the end of the day, Joe is the one who has to make final decisions. He's at the top, and he, since the very beginning through the middle to today, has treated it the same way. He asks people for their opinions. He has certain people who he has hired to make very important decisions, and he lets them make the decision. They usually bring it to him as a strong recommendation. I don't know if I can really ever think of a scenario where he has overridden somebody who he has put in a key management spot. So that's the GM or the head coach specifically.
Okay. So there you go, Mike Dunleavy. You're under no mandate, apparently. Bring Lacob a plan and see if he goes for it. Yeah. Apparently he's never said no. So take him Kareem Lopez. Take him a mid-level exception guy. Play up the cap space at the end of next year. Tell him to get realistic about what next year looks like. But we'll do the best we can. And
I'm petrified.
We come out of next summer, feel a lot better about who we are.
Yeah. And you've not even convinced yourself you've got the patience to wait to that juncture. I'm just
1 year.
Yeah, but I'm petrified of how that year might be 3 years. It might age us 3 years. This upcoming one.
Well, then
with
protect Steph this year. Protect him. Protect him, knowing that it's not going to be a great year. You know, that's the other thing. I mean, stop telling me, Steph can play for 3 or 4 more years and then say next year is the be-all and end-all. If he's going to play 3 more years, then he can hang with us this year. Cassius in San Francisco. What's going on, Cassius? How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
Hey.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just wanted to let you guys know. I think we should try to go big fish hunting and try to get Steph some help because once Steph retires in the next 2 or 3 years, I feel like we're going to go back to the dark ages for at least a good while. And you know, I'd be happy if maybe in like 2030, 2031, we could have another We Believe team and try to revamp that. But over the next 2 or 3 years, I think we need to maximize Steph Curry, and you know he's gonna be shooting like crazy and doing what Steph does for the next 2 or 3 years. You know he might be getting a little older, but you know he still pumps out 30 points a game every single night. And I think if we got him some help, that runner's knee wouldn't be such a problem because he wouldn't be getting double teamed all the time.
Well, I hope the dark ages aren't here on his watch because Stoney mentioned it. 2 out of the last 3 years, no playoffs. I hear you, man. But, man, it's rough having Steph and no playoffs, and that's already started.
Season, we won 37 games, but, you know, Steph missed 25 of them. But, you know, if he would, you know, a lot of those, like, 10, maybe like 5 or 10 of those games where we just lost by, like, 2 or 3 points. We just lost because we couldn't close out the game. You know, if Steph was there instead of missing 25 games, if he missed maybe, like, 15 games, you know, we would have been right there. We would have had 44 wins, 45 wins. We could have been a 5th or 6th seed easily. So it's like if we could just get him some help, like I like that tandem between Steph and Porzingis. I think we need to re-sign Porzingis because I think he could be a good addition if him and Steph had a full season together. I think it would work well. And if we get Steph some help, I think he'll play next season. He'll play 65 games plus.
Thanks, Cassius.
Yeah. What did you say Aaron Gordon's situation is, Donnie?
I'm pretty sure he's under contract, but Denver's a team that may be looking to tinker a little bit after losing in the playoffs. Maybe, you want Julius Randle?
I would take him.
Okay.
Like if everybody's saying, "Goo, you take anybody." No,
would you want Rudy Gobert?
I would. You know what? I wouldn't mind Gobert.